It is good to be with you again on this beautiful day. I welcome you with all my heart. All is well. Think about that statement, all is well. Nothing is the way that you think it is. There's nothing in this universe that is what you believe it is. Everything is something else. Nothing is ever the same, or appears to be the same. The only thing that appears to be the same and doesn't change are your thoughts. Most of us have a mindset, and it is very difficult for us to change this. This is the only thing that keeps us from seeing reality. As long as your mind is set, it is in accordance with the universe and the world, and you see things as they appear to be, but not as they are. You look out the window, you see a beautiful tree, a beautiful sky, woods, a lake. Look in the other direction, and you see rioting man's inhumanity to man, destruction, earthquakes. How do you reconcile this? Look at your own personal life. You have good times and bad times, and it's from this you know what you want to experience. You want to experience the good times, not the bad times. Yet what you fail to understand is where there are bad times, there are good times, and where there are good times, there are bad times. You cannot have one. You can never have one. A good illustration of this is the story of the two frogs. Once there were two frogs. They inadvertently jumped into a vat of milk. There was a fat frog and a skinny frog, and they couldn't get out. They were swimming around. The sides were slippery, and the fat frog said to the skinny frog, "Brother Frog, there's no use in paddling any longer. We're going to drown, so I might as well give up." The skinny frog said, "Hold on, brother. Keep paddling. Somebody will get us out." They paddled for hours. Again, the fat frog said, "Brother Frog, I'm becoming very tired now. I'm going to just let go and drown. There's no way that anybody can ever get us out of here. It's Sunday, nobody's working. We're doomed. There's no possible way we can ever get out of here." And the skinny frog said, "Keep trying. Keep paddling. Something will happen. Keep paddling." Another couple of hours passed, and the fat frog said, "I can't go on any longer. There's no sense in doing it because we're going to drown anyway. What's the use?" And he let go. He gave up. He drowned in the milk. But the skinny frog kept on paddling. 10 minutes later, he felt something solid beneath his feet. He had churned the milk into butter, and he hopped out of the vat. So it is with us. We go through so many experiences in life. We think there's no way out. We believe we're human, and we're caught in Maya. We've got to go through certain experiences and suffer and be happy and do all kinds of things. But when I share the truth with you, that there is no Maya, There's no universe. Nothing is the way it appears. It is only your mind that creates these conditions, and your mind doesn't exist. You don't believe me. You want me to talk about karma and reincarnation. You want to get into all kinds of facets of the universe. You want to hear eloquent lectures about how we're going to be saved. Yet there's no one to save, for no one ever existed. Yet you do feel human, don't you? You do go through experiences, don't you? If you would only learn to sit still, to be quiet, to stop reacting to the universe, to the world, to the situations, to life. We give everything a name. That's the problem. We say this is cancer, this is poverty, this is an earthquake, this is $1 million, this is a new home, this is a new car, this is a war, this is a dog, this is a cat. We have names for everything. What if we forgot about those names and we stopped seeing things as something? What if we just observe things, watch things without giving them a name, without coming to a conclusion? What do you think would happen? You would transcend everything. Whatever you're no longer attached to gives way. Whatever you're no longer holding on to no longer holds on to you. And as you let go of your opinions toward persons, places, and things, you find that you're growing, you're evolving. You're beginning to become something that is ineffable, something that cannot be explained, something so wonderful you never dreamed that something like this existed. Yet it does. Why do you appear to have a body if you don't have one? Why do you appear to be playing these games if they're not real? The answer is you're not playing any games. There's nobody doing anything. This is something difficult for most people to comprehend. Nothing at all is happening. But I move, I swim, I play golf, I go to work, I watch television. I'm doing all these things. These things appear to be happening. You have to remember the question, to whom is it happening? Who is experiencing this? And of course, we remember it's the ego that's experiencing this. But then you remember, again, you have no ego. There is no ego. An ego never existed. If it did, where did it come from? Who is its creator? Whatever you believe in, there has to be a creator to have created this. If you believe you're human, something created you. You say your parents created you, you go back in time. Who created them? And who created them? You go back to the very beginning. Everything you believe in, there has to be a cause. Yet when I tell you there is no cause, therefore there cannot be an effect, you think I'm crazy, and I am. Who wants to be sane? To be sane means you conform to society and to anything happening in the world. You think alike. I can assure you nothing exists. And I can assure you when you think about nothing, The nothing you're thinking about also does not exist. Once you think about nothing, you spoil it, because it becomes something. Always remember, the idea is to stop thinking completely, not to function mentally at all. Yet some of you still believe if you stop functioning mentally, you will become a vegetable. You wouldn't be able to function. This is not true. What you were will not function, but what you become will function very well. You will always appear to function, yet there is no functioner. You are not what you seem to be. No matter how many times I tell you this, you're still thinking, judging, coming to conclusions, trying to work out your life. You have to let go. Totally, absolutely, completely. You have to let go so completely that you will feel no body, no mind, no pain, nothing. That is the only time you will make progress. Do not think about this. The thoughts cannot help you. There are no thoughts that can help you realize the self. It is only a total, complete letting go, giving up. What do you give up? You give up the ego, the mind, your opinions about things. That's all you give up. But yet, a tree seems to appear and turn into a beautiful tree as it grows. So will you appear, yet you will know you're not the appearance. You will know that you are totally free and you are omnipresence, all-pervading. The whole universe is taking place inside of yourself. And if you are no self, there's no universe. You are beyond the no self, where there is a no self. You're beyond the no self, where there are no words to describe it. Yet it's so beautiful, so blissful, so joyous, that if you had a taste of it, you'd never return. You'd never want to go back to humanhood. This is why there have been many who have been touched slightly by this realization. They have been touched by truth, and they can remember there's something there, even though they're back to their human self. So it appears. They never forget that touch. And these people are the ones who strive forward to go all the way into realization. What does it mean to go all the way? It means to look at your life as a picture show. All the experiences are images on the screen. It means not to regulate your life at all in any way, but to observe it and watch it, to look at it intelligently. To see the emotions that come into your mind, to observe the fears, the arrogance, and not to do anything about them, but to look at them, look through them, and become free of them. Only by looking through them can you become free of them. Think of an emotion that you have that bothers you. Perhaps you have a bad temper, a fearful disposition, whatever. First, you have to see it. Then you dive deep within it, and it will totally and completely disappear. It will never bother you again. When you try to change things, they all appear to be fine for a while. Then you'll find yourself in the same position you were before. different people, different places. You don't want to change anything. You want to be still and look. As you become still and look, what you're looking at will look back at you. As you look at the world without interpretation, as you look at the world without attachment, what the world is will be revealed to you. The world will be revealed to you as no thing, as an image on the screen of consciousness. You will become radiantly happy for no reason whatsoever. You will find the peace that you never dreamed existed. You have to want this. You have to love this. You have to want this more than anything else in this world. When I say want it more than anything else in this world, I don't mean in an I don't have it sense, and I want it. I mean to feel and believe and know that you are that. And you want that to be uncovered for you by going deeper all the time, by letting go of all the things that seem to be happening in life, continuing to dive deeply within the self. You dive deeply within the self to the extent that you give up the stuff that you've been carrying around for years. There is no one who cannot awaken. Since your real self is already awake, there is nothing that can keep you back but yourself. By the self, I mean your mind, your thoughts. Your thoughts are the only thing that keeps you back. You have to look at these thoughts and not allow them to do anything to you. Do not allow them to frighten you. You have to remember to practice self-inquiry. To inquire, to whom do these thoughts come? To always think in your mind, there are no thoughts. All these thoughts are a mirage. Remember, you use your mind to destroy your mind. You introvert the mind upon itself. When the mind is introverted upon itself, it disappears, for it never existed. But when the mind is extroverted, then you are alive and well in the world, going through all types of experiences. In school, they taught you to be extroverted, to have an outgoing personality. What has it done for you? It made us all into a bunch of idiots. Look at the world in which we are living. See what's going on. Look at our figureheads, government officials, state officials. These are all extroverted people. We have been told that to be introverted is to be a loner, and you never get anywhere. Where do you want to get? If these people only realize that the world in which they are playing is all karmic, in other words, everybody is in their right place where they are supposed to be. There are no mistakes. These people do not believe they're not a body and that the world does not exist, but they believe there are bodies and there is a world and a universe. They should accept the fact that karma is the ruler of the universe, and everything that appears to be is karmic in effect. This is why I always say there are no mistakes, for you are where you are supposed to be in accordance with the laws of karma. But do not keep thinking about getting rid of karma, for you will have a battle on your hands. You have to grow out of this and see that karma never existed and does not really exist. So just wake up, awaken. Yet if you want to play with karma, you'll have many lifetimes, many experiences. It will never stop. It will go on and on indefinitely. Start to realize karma never existed. There are no previous lives, and you do not exist now. Do not try to analyze this or figure it out in any way. Just keep it inside of you. Wake up in the morning and say to yourself, I do not exist now. I have never existed previously, and I will never exist in the future. When your mind is calm in the morning hours when you awaken, you say something like this, and you will get a beautiful, warm, good feeling. You will feel wonderful, for it relieves you of the responsibility of taking care of yourself to an extent. Yet you will still take care of yourself, but it will be completely different. You will brush your teeth, you will take a shower, you will go to work, you will eat breakfast. Yet when you feel that you do not exist, you are totally free from the reactions to the things that are going on. There is no one to react any longer. Therefore, everything that appears to be done by you will be done in a wonderful way, all the time knowing that you are not the doer. I know this teaching sounds absurd to most people. Yet this is the teaching that has been propagated by Roshis, sages since the beginning of time. This is it. This is your opportunity to awaken. Why not use it? Do not let another moment go by where you're sitting there and believing and thinking something is wrong somewhere. Everything that is happening in this world today has happened before. Different times, different people, different places. All of these things have happened before previously. They've always happened in this world. This is the nature of this world. There are so many people who want a beautiful world in which to live, where there's everlasting peace and tranquility, where there's joy and abundance. Yet these things are temporary. This is not the way of this world. It's interesting when you stop thinking of joy, when you stop thinking of sadness, when you stop thinking of good things and bad things, again, something wonderful happens to you, for you are no longer attached to anything. Yet in this non-attachment, you feel love and kindness, beauty and joy in a totally different way. Why not awaken now? Will you do this for me? Wake up. Do me a favor. Stop playing these games. Most of you know when you walk out of this door today, you will forget many of the things I'm talking about and revert right back to your stuff, where you begin to think about eating dinner, going to a movie, think about work, and you become involved in the material world once more. You have to begin to catch yourself. Say when, as you walk out of this door, and you're thinking of a bill that you got to pay, or you're thinking of a sickness you've got, or somebody in your family has, or you're thinking about a promotion you're going to get tomorrow at work. Catch yourself. Catch yourself, stop yourself, immediately say to yourself, to whom do these thoughts come? Who's thinking these thoughts? Where do they come from? I am thinking these thoughts. Who is the I? Who gave birth to the I? Who is thinking these thoughts? And you'll feel and say, the I does not exist. It never existed. You will feel beautiful. You must keep this procedure up. The mind must be transcended. All is well. All is exceedingly well.